Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Hare, Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare
So we have Hare Krishna, Bandana Mataji. I think now we have completed our kirtan. So just finish in next 1 minute. Yamuna Sri Mataji.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Over to you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji, for such a nice and melodious kirtan. Everyone is saying so nice. So Yamuna Sri Mataji is now here to say something. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Krishna, very sweet. Surely the Lord is much wonderful. And is it your son, Haribo? Vandana
Yes,
Mataji.
Mataji. Yes,
What
Mataji.
What is his name?
His name is EJ.
EJ.
Yeah, Mataji.
Sorry, come again.
EJ, Mataji. IJAY.
EJ. Okay. IJAY. Okay, EJ.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for your kirtan. Wonderful. Haribo. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you very much. All of us liked it. All the devotees are very pleased.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
You should keep singing, Mataji. Wonderful.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So, thank you, Vivek Prabhu, again for this wonderful session. And we thank all the devotees who have joined today, and we welcome everyone for the Chaitanya Charitamrita class. Of course, last week we had Janmashtami, so we didn't have the session. And I hope all of you had a wonderful Janmashtami festival. I could see many of you in Bhaktivedanta manner, and also again in Sri Radha Landaneshwara temple. So it was really, really wonderful. And Srila Prabhupada appearance day, of course, we all met in Zoom. That was again wonderful. So it was full of festivities in August. So now Radhashmi is going to come soon. It is 14th of September. That is next Tuesday. So we are in between Radhashmi and Janmashtami. We have got this session today to reflect back again on the verse of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we are continuing from the chapter where we left. It was Madhya Leela, chapter 15. So let me offer the prayers, and we discuss today's topics are really, really very nice. Though it is not like a story form, but we see the beautiful instructions of Mahaprabhu and the love of his devotees and the extraordinary devotion mood of his associates. So we can learn a lot, from them and from the pastimes. So let us all extend our ears for today's Chaitanya Charitamrita session. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So reading from Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela chapter 15, the title of this chapter is Prasada at the house of Sarvabhauma. And the verse which we are going to see today is 40th verse. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela chapter 15 verse 40. And we will continue from there on. Sabare kahila Prabhu Pratyabdasiya Gundicha dekhiya yabe Amare miliya. Sabare, to all of them, Kahila said, Prabhu Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Prati Abda, every year, Asya coming, Gundicha, the function at the Gundicha temple, Dekya seeing, Yabe, you should go, Amare Milya, after meeting. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Bidding farewell to all the devotees, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu requested them to return to Jagannath Puri every year to see him and then see the cleansing of the Gundicha temple. Jnananjana salakaya chakshurun militam nena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum lankayate girim yat kripa tamaham mande Shri Gurum tena tarinam paramananda madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Namavam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vediti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pashyata Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha anantakoti Vaishnavavrinda. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So wonderful. So we saw that basically we left at the place where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we know that all the associates and of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu were assembled at Jagannath Puri and they were having a wonderful time. They cleansed the Gundicha temple and then we saw the Rath Yatra festival, how ecstatic festival they had in Jagannath Puri. So now Mahaprabhu is requesting all the associates, it's time for you to go back to Bengal. And then you please come back again every year for the Gundicha Marjana, the cleansing of Gundicha temple and for the Rath Yatra festival. So now he's bidding farewell to all the devotees. So when all the devotees are about to leave, Mahaprabhu is giving some very valuable instructions. Sorry. Very valuable instructions to different devotees. Instructions vary from devotee to devotee. So we will see some of them today. What was the instruction given to various devotees? Wonderfully, Mahaprabhu was personally relating to them and instructing them. So, so what happens is that, so first he is requesting Advaita Acharya, who is the senior among all the associates. So Mahaprabhu is addressing and requesting Advaita Acharya. My dear Advaita Acharya, you please go and give Krishna consciousness, devotion to Krishna to everyone, even to the Chandalas. And who are the Chandalas? Chandalas means the dog eaters. So in a society, if you see, there are very based on maybe nowadays, the classification is based on birth, high class, low class, different kind of the same. But those days, Krishna said that the division is based on the activities they perform, the nature and the activities. Guna karma vibhagasha. Of course, there are Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, based on their nature and the activity they performed. So many times we see that only people who are in the high class, they were, encouraged to worship the Lord, perform puja and various other things. Not given that opportunity. But here Mahaprabhu is telling, give Krishna consciousness to everyone without any discrimination. Doesn't matter they are considered socially upper class or lower class, but everyone has got everyone should be given, because we are all soul, spirit soul, part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. So there is no need to discriminate based on the body. This is only body. And body is temporary, but eternally we are spirit souls. So Mahaprabhu is giving the request to Advaita Acharya to give Krishna consciousness to everyone, including the Chandalas. That means the dog eaters. So Krishna consciousness is not a monopoly of certain caste, but it is for everyone. And see, the pure devotees of the Lord, they also did not see any discrimination. They gave the Krishna consciousness to everyone. And when we can see Srila Prabhupada, he never discriminated. He went to the West, did not see who is qualified, who is not qualified, who is from which caste or which color, without discriminating. The pure devotees also very freely and mercifully gave Krishna to everyone. And in the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes that pure devotees, they distribute love of Krishna very freely, following the footsteps of Mahaprabhu. And they are considered as the most charitable persons. There are many kinds of charity we know, and all kinds of charity. Of course, charity itself is a wonderful act of love, but there are the charity of giving Krishna consciousness is considered as the most wonderful. So I told this many times, but I like to repeat it again. So we see this example, like how a child, is going to a circus with his father. And that those days circus, in India, especially when you go, it is fully crowded. And there are so many activities happening, right? And then, so the child is holding the father's hand and the child is going and, watching and is fascinated, attracted. And while the child was going around, it got fascinated and got diverted and left the hand of the father and got lost. The small child looking for the father, the child could not find the father, so he was crying. So the first person who saw the child, he became very compassionate. Oh, the child is crying. What can we do now? So immediately this person, he thought, okay, let me give some eatables for the child. Maybe he'll stop crying. So he went around and got some nice chocolates and, whatever other eatables and gave it to the child. The child was very happy. He started eating and he stopped crying. But again, after some time, the child again started. So he thought, okay, what can I do? So he went and got some toys, some playthings, and gave it to the child. The child was very happy, started playing with the toys, stopped crying. But again, after some time, the child got reminded of his father and started crying. Now the third person came and he saw the child is still crying. So then he thought, what can I do? Then he understood that the child is missing his father and he got lost. So he went to the main stage and made an announcement. The so-and-so child's name, the child is with me, safe and sound, but we request the parents to come and pick the child. And immediately the father came running, to see the child. He embraced the child and the child got united back with his father. The child became very, very happy. Why? Because his father can give not only the eatables, not only the toys, but the father can give much more than that, much more than what the child could expect. And that is what actually the child is missing for. So similarly, we being the spirit souls, we may require many things, but ultimately what actually pleases the soul is the connection back to the Supreme Father. So we may try to help many people in many ways. That is very wonderful. Of course, we need to do. But we cannot, miss this point that unless we give the connection of the Supreme Lord, that help does not become complete. We may give many things connected to the body, and that can help temporarily. And that may require at some point of time. But ultimately, the soul can only be joyful when it gets connected back to the Supreme Lord. So that is why it is considered as a topmost charity. Because all the charity, what we do, is connected with the body. But the connection, giving Lord, real charity, because it is with the soul, connected to soul, and we are the spirit soul. So that is why in the Gopi Gita also the gopis very much glorify those pure devotees who broadcast the message of the Supreme Lord. The very beautiful song we see in the Gopi Gita, the gopis singing. Tava katamritam tapta jivanam kavi biriditam kalmachapakam Shravanamangalam Srimatatam Bhuvi Grinanti Ye Buridajana. Buridajana, the greatest welfare worker. And who is that? The person who gives out or shares the message of the Supreme Lord. He is considered as the most munificent or the most charitable or the greatest welfare worker. So, so we can also follow the footsteps of these great personalities, and we see Srila Prabhupada at the very ripened age of 70 years. He crossed the ocean, went through so many hardships just to give the message of Bhagavad Gita. So when we do this activity, it is supremely pleasing to the Lord Shri Krishna. So, so that is, and if you see in the Srimad Bhagavatam also, when we broadcast his glories, how wonderful it is. The activities of Krishna, the glories of Krishna, when someone hears, beneficial it is for them. So if we see in the Srimad Bhagavatam first canto, Sri Sukadeva Goswami is telling to Parikshit Maharaj, who heard the Bhagavatam 7 days continuously, day and night, this wonderful descriptions of the Supreme Lord. So Sukadeva Goswami is saying, just like the waters of the Ganges are very purifying, similarly the descriptions and the activities of Krishna are very, very purifying. And it is purifying for whom? The person who speaks, the person who listens, and to all the audience, whoever is listening, the inquirer, the speaker, the inquirer, and all the audience. So everyone gets purified. Even the place is recited, it gets purified. That's why Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, every day we should hear Srimad Bhagavatam. We should hear the descriptions of Krishna. So it is very, very purifying. And also Sukadeva Goswami adds this point that Krishna Leela is a boat by which one can achieve the ultimate goal of life. If you want to, what is the ultimate goal of life? To attain pure love for Krishna, to go back to Godhead. This is possible by taking this boat. And what is that boat? This boat will take you to that other shore. And what is that boat? And that boat is hearing Krishna Leela. So we all are currently doing that wonderful activity of hearing about the Lord. So hearing about the Lord is so purifying. As the gopis mentioned, it will take away all of the sinful reactions. Kalma Shapakam Shavana Mangalam. It is fully auspicious. So when we speak about Krishna Leela, or when we hear about Krishna Leela, it is so purifying. So there are many people in this world suffering, and we can help them out by inspiring them to hear about Krishna. When they hear about Krishna, their hearts also gets purified. They also feel very peaceful, because everyone is disturbed in this material world. But when we hear about Krishna, it purifies and pacifies our heart. It is like soothing, very soothing to the heart. Krishna Leela, for the burning heart, this is like an ointment. It is very soothing and very giving great relief. So that is why Srila Prabhupada mentioned that every night we should read Krishna book. And Krishna book is the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So whole day, a person goes to work and does so many responsibilities, and so many interactions with so many people. All the interactions are not very pleasing. Sometimes one may have a fight with the colleague, or was not very in the family, maybe some displeasing things. But at the end of the day, if one reads the Krishna book or hears Krishna book, and then he goes to sleep, it's very, very wonderful, because one feels very satisfied. His mind is brought to peace, and then he feels blissful hearing about Krishna Leela. So this we can do. And we all know now that Bhadra Purnima is coming very soon, September 20th, the auspicious Purnima, Bhadra Purnima, where if they donate Srimad Bhagavatam or give us a gift, the Srimad Bhagavatam, they will never take birth again. This is what scriptures mention. And it's a wonderful opportunity for us to get Srimad Bhagavatam, gift Srimad Bhagavatam if we do not have. And also develop this habit of reading Krishna Leela, Krishna book every night, one story. Children will also love, everyone will love, whether adults or children, everyone love, hearing Krishna Leela or reading Krishna Leela, and it's full of bliss. Krishna's pastimes are so much joy, hearing them. So we can develop that. So again, coming back to the point, so Mahaprabhu requested Advaita Acharya to give Krishna consciousness to everyone, without even to the dog eaters. How the Lord is so compassionate, so merciful. Okay, now he calls Nityananda Prabhu, and he tells Nityananda Prabhu, he orders Nityananda Prabhu, go and give Prema Bhakti. He especially tells him to go to Bengal and give this Prema Bhakti to everyone without any restriction. Again, the point, without any restriction. So Nityananda Prabhu is none other than Balaram himself. Balaram Hoilo Nitai. Balaram came as Nityananda Prabhu and Krishna came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So the instruction to Nityananda Prabhu is go to Bengal and give this Prema Bhakti to everyone without any restriction. And then Mahaprabhu also gave some associates to accompany Nityananda Prabhu, like Gadadhar Das, not Gadadhar Pandit, Gadadhar Das, Ramadas, and many other associates to help Nityananda Prabhu. And he told a very, very, profound statement, to Nityananda Prabhu. He said that, dear Lord Nityananda, I will also come to Bengal, not physically, but the Lord can travel anywhere. With one limb, he can do the activity of another limb. For example, with our eyes, we can only see. We can't eat through our eyes, right? But the Lord, through his eyes, he can eat. And through his ears, he can eat also, hear also, he can do many things. But our limbs can do only that specific activity. So here Mahaprabhu says, I will visit you in Bengal and I will be invisible. I will not be visible to anyone, but I will watch your dance. Mahaprabhu likes to watch the dance of Nityananda Prabhu. Before I tell the next point, coming to the point of how each senses of the Lord can perform various activities. This we can see in the Brahma Samhita. If you remember this verse, Angani yasya sakalen priyavrittimanti pashyanti panti kalayanti chiram jaganti Ananda chinmaya sadadu jvala vigrahasya govindam adipurusham tamaham bhajami govindam adipurusham tamaham bhajami. Angani yasya sakalendriya, indriya, the senses, all the sakala indriya, all the senses can do multitasking. It's not just one activity, because the Lord is not limited, he's unlimited. He can do unlimited activities through just one sense. That is the potency of the Lord. So here we see Mahaprabhu tells, I will come, to Bengal and I will watch your dance. And Mahaprabhu, has told that he will be eternally present in 4 places. Do you all like to hear? What are the 4 places where the Lord likes to reside, where the Lord resides eternally? Number 1 is a place where Lord Nityananda Prabhu dances. Whenever and wherever Lord Nityananda Prabhu dances, Mahaprabhu will be present. Doesn't matter which place it is. And number 2, he will be in Sachi Mata's house, eternally present. And number 3, he is in Raghava Bhavan, Raghava Pandit's house. And the 4th one is Shiva's Thakur's house, Shiva's Angan. The Lord is eternally dancing. So Mahaprabhu likes to see the dance of Nityananda Prabhu. And wherever Nityananda Prabhu dances, Mahaprabhu is present. So he's telling Nityananda Prabhu, so I will come and I will watch your dance, but I will not be visible to anyone. So then he looks at Shiva's Thakur. And Shiva's Thakur, as we all know, is such an amazing devotee, right? And Shiva's Thakur is such a personality. He's none other than Narada Muni in Krishna Leela. And, in Chaitanya Leela, in Navadip Dham, there is a place called Shiva's Angan, the house of Shiva's Thakur, where Mahaprabhu, every night he was doing Sankirtan, a very special Sankirtan called Prema Sankirtan. Those associates of Mahaprabhu are allowed to witness this very beautiful Sankirtan and the dance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is very, very dear. And Shiva's Thakur and all his family members are so dear to Mahaprabhu. And he said that even the cats, the dogs, and anyone, any living entity in the house of Shiva's Thakur is dear to me, because they are connected to my very dear devotee Srivas. So that is the potency of the devotees also. The devotees are so dear. And if we somehow get connected to that devotee, we will also become dear to the Lord. That is a shortcut. So then Shiva's Thakur, he gives this instruction. What is the instruction? He says, perform Kirtana daily. So you go on doing Kirtana every day, and I will come and dance in your presence. You will be able to see the dance, but not others. So this is a special privilege. This is a special blessing given to Shiva's Thakur. Mahaprabhu was in Jagannath Puri, but he goes to Shiva's Thakur's house in Navadip Dham whenever he performs Kirtan. And then he says that I will dance personally. So wonderful. And then he looks at Shiva's Thakur and he says, and he gives him the Mahaprasadam of Lord Jagannath. And then he also gives him the Maha clothes worn by Lord Jagannath. And he tells to Shiva's Thakur, please take these gifts to my mother, Sachi Devi. And Sachi Devi is the mother of, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And she is so dear to Mahaprabhu because she is none other than Yashoda. And she's full of love. Mahaprabhu says that please offer obeisances to Mother Sachi and tell her that to, forgive my offenses. And he says that I am subordinate to her love. Her love is my real property. Her instruction that I am staying in Jagannath Puri. Even though I stay in Jagannath Puri, every day I go to Sachi Mata's house to see her lotus feet. She can feel my presence, but she's not able to believe that it is true. And Mahaprabhu tells that one day, Sachi Mata cooked various wonderful dishes, rice, curries, and so many sweet dishes. All that is very dear to, Nimai. Mahaprabhu is called as Nimai in his childhood. And she was thinking, oh, these eatables are so dear to my dear Nimai, but Nimai is not here. And she was feeling, she was meditating on Mahaprabhu and she was crying, where is my Nimai? Because Mahaprabhu has taken sannyas and he's staying in Jagannath Puri. She was missing him and she was crying. And then immediately Mahaprabhu, even though he was in Jagannath Puri, he went to Sachi Mata's house and he finished eating all the items which was offered. And Mother Sachi is looking that all the dishes are empty. And then she was so pleased. But then she was thinking, how come? Who has eaten this? Is it my Bala Gopal has eaten all this offerings? Or is it that I did not offer anything? Or is it that it been eaten by somebody else? So she got confused and she went back to the kitchen and she saw everything is full. And then she called her servant, okay, clean this place again. I will offer again to the Lord. So Mahaprabhu comes whenever she offers wonderful items, to her Salagram Shila. Mahaprabhu comes and personally tastes, our offerings because it was cooked with so much of love. So he tells to Shiva's Thakur, you go and tell my mother that even the last Vijaya Dashami, when she offered so many offerings, I came and ate everything. So tell her that I came and I had all the offerings so that she can believe me. So in that way, he gives all this message to Shiva's Thakur to be, conveyed to her mother Sachi. So that's why when we call out Sachi Nandan, Sachi Sutta, which is very dear to Mahaprabhu, because Sachi Mata is very, very dear to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So then Mahaprabhu is now turning towards the other personality. And who is that personality? This personality we all know. And who is that? That is Raghava Pandit. Raghava Pandit is such a great devotee of the Lord. And we see his name coming in Panihati festival. The very famous ship rice festival, Panihati Chita Dahi Mahotsava, which we celebrate. This festival, we see Raghav Pandit's name because Panihati is the birthplace of Raghava Pandit. And who is this Raghav Pandit? Because everyone who is in Chaitanya Leela, they are not ordinary souls. They are all liberated souls who were connected with Krishna and served Krishna in this Krishna Leela. And they again came in Gaura Leela, Chaitanya Leela. So that means Raghava Pandit is also somebody great. And who is that person? Raghava Pandit is none other than the Gopi Dhanishta, the Dhanishta Gopi, who assists Srimati Radharani in Krishna Leela. And Raghava Pandit and his sister Damayanti, they were great devotees. And who is Damayanti? She is Gunamala. Her name was Gunamala in Krishna Leela. And she eternally serves Krishna in the spiritual world. So when I told this word Dhanishta, I want you to use the chat box. Anyone remembers this name Dhanishta coming in any of our songs? If you remember, please put in the chat box. A very famous name we all have heard many times. Which song this name Dhanishta comes? Yes, brilliant, Sadhvi Mataji, Boga Arati. Immediately she put it. Yes, it's a very beautiful line. This Boga Arati song we sing. This line comes, Dhanishta. Bhaja Bhakata Vatsala Shri Gaura Hari. Shri Gaura Hari, so he goes to Bihari. Nanda Yashomati Chita Hari. In that line, it comes that, Yashomati Ajñapeye Danishtanito Shri Krishna Prasada Radha Bunje Hoye Prito. Yashoda. So Yashoda's request, what this Danishta Gopi is doing, she's taking the remnants of Krishna's plate. Okay, Krishna finished eating. So then now Mother Yashoda is telling to Danishta Gopi, go and take that plate. So she's picking that plate and she's giving that remnants to whom? Srimati Radharani. And Srimati Radharani is eating the remnants of Krishna with great eagerness and love. So that is the line. Yashomati Ajñapeye Danishtanito Shri Krishna Prasada Radha Bunje Hoye Prito. It's a very beautiful line. So these are not ordinary personalities. So this Danishta Gopi who served Srimati Radharani, she came down as Raghava Pandit. And his sister Damayanti is none other than Gunamala. She is also a Gopi. So these two personalities had so much love, so much love. Today we are going to hear what was their love. Simply amazing to hear. Do you all want to hear? It's really amazing and inspiring. We can take a lot of lessons in our lives when it comes to cooking for Krishna and offering to Krishna. Okay, what did he do? We are not going to elaborate everything, but just a few things what Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has shared. We will share that. So Mahaprabhu, he turned towards Raghava Pandit and he said that due to your pure love for me, I am obliged to you. Mahaprabhu says, I am obliged because you have so much of love. And he turns around and sees all the associates and he started glorifying Raghava Pandit's devotion. You know what was the word used by Mahaprabhu, which Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is writing? The word itself tells the powerful, the wonderful mood of love of Raghava Pandit. He says, Kaviraj Goswami mentions as Parama Pavitra Seva Ati Sarva Uttama. Two words. Parama Pavitra Seva. Parama Pavitra is supremely pure. His seva is supremely pure, not just pure, supremely pure. Ati Sarva Uttama, highly accomplished devotional service to Krishna. Uttama, topmost. Ati Uttama, super excellent. And what was that? Mahaprabhu starts giving example. Why it is super excellent. So he tells that, Raghava Pandit's house has got, in his garden, he has got loads and loads of trees, coconut trees, banana trees, so many trees and flowers he has got. Why? To offer to the Lord. Even though he has got hundreds of coconut trees or hundreds of other vegetables, what he does, he goes 20 miles, he walks to find where sweet coconuts are available. Sometimes he has to walk miles and miles to get that sweet coconut, and he sometimes has to pay double the price or triple the price, but he don't mind because that is excellent to offer to Krishna. So his mood is, doesn't matter how much I have to walk or how far I have to go, doesn't matter what is the price, but that should be top class product. So even a coconut, he ensures that is the top class. It has got the sweet water. So Mahaprabhu is telling to his associates that he walks 20 miles away, even though he got hundreds of coconut trees. he don't clip them and take that water. Rather, he goes there and pays so much money and gets that coconut and very carefully he, keeps them in the cold water so that it is cool. Then he makes whole and then he offers to Krishna. And sometime, Krishna, when he takes back, water is finished. Krishna drinks all the water. Sometimes the water is left and then he takes and then he removes the pulp and he offers to Krishna. And Krishna eats all the pulp. Sometimes he gives fresh pulp and puts in the plate. In that way, he increases the love of Raghava Pandit. He reciprocates. And Raghava Pandit always floats in the ocean of love. It is Prema Sindhu. It's an ocean of love. He's always floating. And his mood is always thinking what best thing I can offer to Krishna. And he doesn't matter. He has to physically go around and extra miles or extra amount. That is his mood. So one time what happened, he got coconuts. He asked his, he got some 10 coconuts, everything made whole and ready to offer. That time the servant came and he was arranging the coconuts, but he touched the ceiling of the roof. And then he again touched the coconut. Immediately, Raghav Pandit said, no, this is not fit for offering because you touched and it has got a lot of dust and that you touched again the coconut. Now we cannot offer. And what happened? This miles and miles he walked and got this coconut, paid so much money, but he said this is unfit for offering. His mood was completely, it is not that, oh, I got it, I have no choice, it's okay. He was uncompromising when it comes to offering the best things for Krishna. It's not about cleanliness, not just material cleanliness. Sometimes they get hooked to only cleanliness, but leave the devotion part. It is not about material purity or impurity. It is about his unalloyed devotion. Again, the same thing with bananas, jackfruit, any fruit for that matter. He will see that where the sweetest fruit is available. And there he will go and get it and make sure, it's finely washed, cut, and then offered to the details. Details means love. So he gives, so much details to every single thing, what he's offering to Krishna. And we all know in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, the very famous Raghavera Jali, the bags of Raghava Pandit. When Mahaprabhu was in Jagannath Puri, he and his sister, they will cook so many wonderful preparations which can last for months. Some preparation which can last for a year, like special spices, pickles and sweets which can last for long. They will prepare. And Damayanti, the sister, she is in the mood, always thinking, Mahaprabhu is, is eating so many different food items offered by various devotees. So maybe his stomach will get upset. So she will prepare some very special medicinal, items so that Mahaprabhu's health is, taken care of. So in that mood, with so much love, they prepare, and these bags are carried from Bengal to Jagannath Puri, and Mahaprabhu relishes that loving offering of his devotees. And Raghav Pandit had a disciple called Makara Dvajakara. Makara Dvajakara was a disciple of Raghava Pandit. And Mahaprabhu said to him once, serving me personally. So, as the scripture says that serving the spiritual master is as good as serving the Supreme Lord. Because the spiritual master, the pure devotee, he carries Krishna in the heart. So by serving him, you are serving Krishna. And the pure devotee and spiritual master doesn't claim that I am Krishna. He thinks that I am servant of the servant. I am trying to be servant of the servant of Krishna. When Srila Prabhupada was once told by the reporters, Swamiji, you must be God, because what you have done is really unbelievable. Because in the 10 years span of time, you opened 108 temples, wrote 80 volumes of books, and traveled the globe 14 times and made so many devotees. This is impossible. You only, slept a few hours. How is it possible? So you must be God to do all these miracles in 10 years of, time. themselves as God, G-O-D. They are not G-O-D, they are D-O-G. And Prabhupada said, I am a servant of God. Then he corrected and he said, I'm trying to be servant of God. This is a mood of pure devotees. They never, claimed or took credit for themselves. Whatever wonderful things they did, they always felt that that is due to the mercy of the Lord. And I was fortunate enough, to be used as an instrument. That was the mood of the pure devotees. So that's why here we see that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Makara Gajakara, the disciple, that by just serving Raghava Pandit, you are actually serving me. So serving pure devotees means we are serving the Supreme Lord. And Mahaprabhu also said that just like when I, take bath in the waters of the Ganges, I feel very refreshing. When I see Raghava Pandit, all my distress goes far away. So Mahaprabhu loved Raghava Pandit so much because of his unalloyed, unconditional love. So not only he offered various preparations, not just fruits, he was offering varieties of foodstuffs. And not only that, clothes, perfumes, so many things, everything in the service of the Supreme Lord and his associates. When Lord Nityananda Prabhu, after the Panihati festival finished, he stayed in Raghava Pandit's house for months with all his associates. And Raghava Pandit would feed them so wonderfully, lovingly serve them. And one time Nityananda Prabhu told, my dear Raghava Pandit, I need Kadamba flowers. I need Kadamba garlands. Go and get it. And Raghav Pandit said, but this is not the season, my dear Lord. He said, no, go and see in your garden. You will find it. So when he went to the garden, the lime tree, it started giving Kadamba flowers. And Raghav Pandit plucked those Kadamba flowers and made a garland and offered to the Supreme, to Nityananda Prabhu. So this is the amazing devotion of Raghava Pandit. We see that, the pastime of Vidura, Vidura was so much loving, to Krishna. His devotion was so wonderful and amazing that what he was offering, his wife was offering the peels, but Krishna was relishing the peels. Why? Because Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yome Bhaktya Prayachati Tadaham Bhakti Upahritam Asnami Priyadatmana. Krishna is not seeing what we have offered. That is secondary, but he's seeing whether we have offered with love and devotion. That is the most important element in our offering. If we see Srila Prabhupada, what kind of a beautiful standard Srila Prabhupada has set. If we hear that, we will be stunned. What kind of standard he has kept in Kali Yuga for offering to the deities. All over the world, ISKCON centers, if you go, you see beautiful deities, right? Here we have Radha Landanishwara, Radha Gokulananda, Radha Madhava there, Radha Shyamsundar, all over. There are more than 700 temples all over the world. Whichever temple you go, the deities you see, they are dressed so opulently. Srila Prabhupada said, for Krishna, everything should be first class. There is nothing called second class. Any offering should be first class items, first class clothing. Everything should be first class because he is the Supreme Lord. And one time when he went to one temple and he saw that the deities were wearing very simple clothes and the offerings were very less. And Srila Prabhupada asked, why the deities were not given those offerings. And they said that, Prabhupada, we are struggling for Lakshmi. We don't have enough money, to run the temple. Prabhupada said, okay, you can compromise on all other things, but not on the standard of offering to the deities. The deity should be offered first class. And he said a very brilliant point. He said that, when you serve the deities wonderfully and excellently, Krishna is called Madhava, the husband of goddesses of fortune. Automatically Lakshmi Devi will come. So don't worry about Lakshmi. Just serve Krishna with that wonderful mood of first class items. So Prabhupada was uncompromising. Even if you go now to any of the ISKCON temples, the standard what Srila Prabhupada has kept for offering, because now we got the opportunity to serve in the deity kitchen of Sri Radhalandanishwara. You should see the standard, not everyone can enter the deity kitchen. Of course, those who are second initiated, they are allowed to cook in the fire, but all others can also assist. But the standard is one should take a complete shower. If we go take a shower also, we have to go there and take another shower. And then with the clean washed clothes, we need to put a head, cap, so that, our, hair is not falling in the food which we are cooking. And wash hands, everything fully clean. We have not eaten anything, not wearing a cloth which is gone to toilet or sleeping. Fresh cloth, freshly put tilaka, do achman, and then enter the deity kitchen. It is mentioned the kitchen is an extension of the deity room. The kitchen is an extension of the altar. Just like when you enter a puja room, how much clean we should be, it should be the same when we enter a kitchen to cook for Krishna. This is a standard Srila Prabhupada is given in all the temples. And with all these things, and we should put a nice kirtan or a class, and with the devotional mood, we should cook for Krishna. And every item should be first class, no second class rice, no third class rice, no second class wheat, no second class product. Everything is first class. The ghee and every item should be first class. So that is the standard Prabhupada gave. And once it is cooked, you should see the offering, and everything is very nicely arranged in the plate, and it is covered and taken to the deity room for offering. And very nice kirtan and everything is done. And then once the Lord is honored, then it is brought back. The cooked food and the uncooked food are not kept together, because once Krishna eaten, then again we are not mixing with the food which is uncooked. So all this wonderful standards Srila Prabhupada is given, and it is followed in Africa, India, America, everywhere same. It is not just, only followed in India. No, every center all over the world, this is a standard. And Krishna has got different, in the morning he's given all nice Mangalarti sweets. When Krishna wakes up, at the Mangalarti, before the Mangalarti starts, when Krishna wakes up in the Brahma Muhurta, he is given so many wonderful preparation of sweet dishes. Krishna relishes at the Mangal sweets. They are called Mangal sweets. Very nice milk sweets. Then after that, Krishna is given a breakfast. In that boga is given very nice breakfast items, fruits, and also juices, sweets. Krishna eats in the breakfast, And then after, again, he eats in the lunchtime. Rajbog offering, minimum 11 items. And it has got sweet items, sour items, all different taste, sweet, sour, bitter, all varieties of, taste. Items are delicious, items are offered in the Rajboga. Then again, 4 o'clock, around that time, Krishna is offered a nice offering with a simple offering. It's not a simple offering, nice offering with some snacks, fruits, and a drink and all that. Again, evening, Krishna is offered very nice dinner. There is a 6:40 offering, and then there is 8:40 offering. So starting from Mangal Arati, then breakfast 7:40, then lunch around 12 o'clock. Then there is a 4 o'clock, around that time there is one offering. 6:40 there is an offering. 8:40 there is an offering. And night what happens? Krishna was given nice sweets. And whole night, like Shrikand and some nice sweets are kept for Krishna. In between, if he is feeling hungry, he can wake up and eat. So wonderful. Overnight, that sweets are kept for Krishna. Just imagine the way Krishna is cared and loved. The standard what Srila Prabhupada is given. And this standard is a standard all over the world. Krishna is given so many times offerings. And similarly, morning also, again, Krishna in the early morning, after this, his Shringar Arati, in the night dress, you will see him in the Mangala Arati night dress. Then at 7 o'clock, before that, he will be nicely dressed with a new clothing, matching flowers, matching ornaments. Before that, he was given Abhishek. And then that's a Shringar. The Shringar Arati is given. Then the Lord, again, when he goes to bed in the night, then Sayana Arati is given the night dress. How wonderfully Prabhupada has given these details. If it is a hot summer, he's given nice fan and cooling things. If it is a cold weather, he's made sure he's put the heaters and everything. Krishna is a personality, and Prabhupada taught how to worship the Lord with love, not with fear. Generally, God means everyone gets two things in mind. One is fear and expectation. So worship also, there is different modes of worship. Worship in the mode of goodness, passion, ignorance, and pure goodness. And what Srila Prabhupada taught us? He taught us how to worship Krishna with pure goodness. Okay, let's understand what is that. Mode of goodness worship means worshipping Krishna out of fear. Oh, if I don't do this, what will happen to me? Maybe Krishna will get angry and do something. Better I do this offering. Otherwise, he may get angry. So fear. Sometimes, we see that many places people are fearfully worshipping. Oh, better do this puja, otherwise something may happen. That is a fearful worship. That is mode of tamo guna. Then mode of passion. Mode of passion is expectation. Okay, I do this worship, I offer this item to Krishna, or I will do this puja to Krishna so that Krishna will give me this in return. That is expectation, mode of passion. Then mode of goodness. Okay, I worship Krishna because it's a duty. It is mentioned in the scriptures. Okay, do this offering. You are a spirit soul. You should do this service. It is better than the other two. Duty bound. That is mode of goodness. And what is pure goodness? Worshipping Krishna out of love. Why? Because Krishna loves this offering. Krishna loves these items. Krishna loves to wear this cloth. Krishna loves this particular shringar. So we are doing it. So that is pure goodness. So Srila Prabhupada taught everyone how we can serve Krishna with pure love. What an acharya, what a personality, uncompromising. Prabhupada could have done. Many people said, oh, Prabhupada is so cold in London, in the Western world. How can someone get up for Mangalarati? It's a very chill, cold weather. Is it possible to do Mangalarati? We can do Mangalarati at 7 o'clock. No. Prabhupada uncompromised, gave the best standard, and that is the standard all over the world. You see anywhere in the corner of the world, 4:30 is Mangalarati. And I request all the devotees who are in this forum, we should all go and attend these different aratis in the very early morning. Going to the temple with the devotees and attending a Mangalarati, singing, it is like you are in spiritual world, believe me or not. Those who have gone would have got that experience. It is simply amazing. Once you go, you will feel, when will I go again? With those wonderful devotees wearing tilaka, and you see the Lord in his night outfit, singing Samsara Davan, the incense, amazing. It transports us to the spiritual world. And we see the lessons from the Raghav Pandit, what Srila Prabhupada has given, how our standards should be. At home also, slowly, we can improve those standards. That's why, you see in the house also, we see that we goggle the mouth, we wash our hands before we start to cook for Krishna. We pray to Krishna, Krishna, please bless me that, I can cook for you, and then take his blessings. We enter the kitchen and we put some nice lecture or kirtan, and with that mood, we start to cook and clean and, do the cooking for Krishna. So it is so important, that we can try to improve on our services. And we don't, talk unnecessary things, and don't get angry because the mood of the cook enters the food. So while cooking for Krishna, we don't want to become angry or want to become upset or, do some shouting or quarrel. Rather, with a nice mood, we want to cook for Krishna. So this is a great thing we can learn. So much, that itself is a science, cooking for Krishna and offering. And Srila Prabhupada's disciples like Yamuna Mataji and, many wonderful disciples, they are expert cooks, and Srila Prabhupada personally taught them how to cook, what is the standard, one should follow, and how one can make the mood fertile, and, recipient of mercy of Krishna. In that mood, we can cook for Krishna. So it's so wonderful that these associates. So Chaitanya Leela is something where we can actually take many, many practical lessons, because Mahaprabhu, Krishna, the same Krishna, he came to taught us how we can become devotee of Krishna, how we can become his devotee. He is teaching by his own example with all his associates. So when we read Chaitanya Leela, from all his associates, so many things we can learn. They did out of spontaneous love, but because we don't have spontaneous love and we are sadhana bhaktas, so we are voluntarily, okay, I need to follow. Okay, this is a rule. I will try. Even when I like it or I don't like it, I will try. So when we keep doing it, one day our heart will also get purified and we can develop the spontaneous love. But initially, we follow it as a rule, and then slowly it will become, spontaneous. So these are so many wonderful things just from Raghava Pandits. When we go and read that Chaitanya Charitamrita, all the Raghava Pandit way of offering, extraordinary and unparalleled. Cannot even imagine. So we can also reflect back on our offering. I was just thinking, my God, every day I'm going and offering to Jagannath, Panchatattva, they are here mercifully. But what is the mood in which I'm offering every day? What is the mood? Sometimes you are in a mood of rush. Sometimes you're just doing it. Where is the mood? Where we stand, in offering, when we see all this extraordinary, pure devotees, when we reflect back our own style of cooking, our own style of offering to Krishna, our mood, I don't know what to say, because I really felt a long way to go, but we are not getting disappointed or frustrated. Rather, we should take inspiration. Krishna, I am so fallen. My mood is so, so poor. My mood is really very bad. My Krishna consciousness is very fragile and weak. I'm very superficial. I have no bhakti. That is the truth. So I want to admit and accept, my dear Lord, that I have no devotion. Please bless me that my heart can be filled with that love and devotion for you, so that one day I can start cooking for you with that love and details. My attention is focused with that mood. For your pleasure, I can cook. Now I cook for my pleasure. But, when the day will come, I will cook for your pleasure. When will I start to look into the details? When will I start to remember you and remember Srila Prabhupada's wonderful instructions? So this is a practical lessons they are giving. So Chaitanya Leela is such a wonderful book, and the instructions of Mahaprabhu and the life of all the associates are wonderful life lessons. It is not some story, okay, it was wonderful, okay, you are a pure devotee, you can do it, but I am not. So it's not for me, not like that. We want to keep trying, making an endeavor that will please Krishna. Okay, you are not pure devotee, you are not offering with that love, but my dear, you are making an effort that is very pleasing to me. So at least we can make an effort. We can desire that we want to offer to Krishna with that kind of a love, following in their footsteps, taking inspiration from them. So this is very, very beautiful. And we can keep reading the devotees, Srila Prabhupada and all his cooks, how they, even their kitchen, the way they arranged their spices, the way they actually cut the vegetables, everything was so wonderful, so amazing, so much to learn. I remember once we were cooking, for one program. So in that program, many of Srila Prabhupada disciples came. And a lot of devotees were together cooking. And I also got an opportunity to assist them in chopping the vegetables. And it was like a big pandal program or something. And then when we were cooking, some of the disciples of Srila Prabhupada, they came and then they saw us cooking. And, the kitchen was a mess, in the sense we were chopping everything. And then the chopped I mean, the peels and everything was like piling up, and another place something is there. Everything was like piled up in a mess. And immediately they said one thing. The first lesson to learn is that when you chop a vegetable and when you cut or whatever unwanted skin or whatever is that, immediately it has to be removed and put in the dustbin, and that place has to be cleansed. Then go to the next thing. Again, you get something, put it in the waste box. Again, you do it. So every single time we need to clean. But generally what we do all the cooking, everything piles up, and no one can enter the kitchen. It's like a place where no one can. It's like a hurricane enters, how it is like that. But the way the Prabhupada disciples taught was, you should then and there clean everything. Okay, you're taking a vessel, you're using it, and then again you're putting that vessel has to be cleansed and put it back. So beautifully, the mood, the place which is clean, actually, external cleanliness also helps us to internally feel that mood. So they were giving a lot of tips and a lot of ideas. So like that, we can also develop a desire how we can actually offer Krishna a top class offering. Not just external, but internally and externally as very, very amazing. The standard what Srila Prabhupada, I'm started to appreciate it, because now by the mercy of Vaishnavas and the mercy of Sri Radha Landaneshwara, I got to enter that divine transcendental kitchen of Sri Radha Landaneshwara. That place, that little kitchen is an amazing place. It is so divine and so transcendental. Just standing there feels for me that I am not in this material world. That is the amount of purity you can feel. That is the amount of divinity you can feel in that place. So all are welcome to come and render devotional service for Sri Radha Landaneshwara. All of us. It's just that you need to express your desire to your leaders, and then we can see how we can engage you. And Radha Landaneshwara has got a very beautiful wardrobe, and he has got all the beautiful ornaments arranged. So we can go and serve and sorting out the ornaments, making flower garlands for the Lord. So many wonderful seva we can render. These are all personal service. So we have got abundance of opportunity, to do all this wonderful seva. If you so desire, then you can actually let your leaders know, and then we see what are the time frequency we can take you, because someone has to take you and guide you how to do it. So we can do that. And Radhashtami is also fast approaching. So we request all the devotees. It is a very special day. Of course, we will probably will have a talk before some time. And this 11th, we have a morning program. It's a very special morning program. Please do not miss it. I am not going to tell you who is going to come. It's a surprise. It's a pleasant surprise. You will really enjoy hearing from that personality. And it's a very special topic. And of course, about Radhashtami also we will be hearing. And it is a very special day. Let us prepare our mind a week ago. Radhashtami is one of the super special festival. It is more important than Janmashtami, because Krishna is called Madana Mohan and Srimati Radharani is called Madana Mohana Mohini. So if we please Radharani, Krishna will become easily pleased. And Radharani is the supreme mother. She is very, very merciful. Half a day fasting only. Krishna, midnight we have to fast. Midnight 12 o'clock we have to remain fasting. Radharani only afternoon 12 o'clock. And it is mentioned that just by fasting on Radhashtami half a day is equal to, I think, 50,000 Ekadasis. Fasting benefit a person, blessing a person gets just by fasting half a day for Radhashtami. So we request each and every one of you in this call, fast for Radhashtami for half a day, 12 o'clock. Spread this message to everyone. If you love someone, If you are a well-wisher of someone, then you need to do this great act of telling when is Radhashtami coming and how they can fast at least till 12 o'clock in the afternoon and chant Hare Krishna, because Hare Krishna, even those who are not chanting Hare Krishna, that day they can chant one round of Hare Krishna. Let us take this challenge. This is a sweet challenge. We like to, put it before all of you. And we are going to hear from you, not from the next Chaitanya Charitamrita session, but the following Chaitanya Charitamrita after Radhashtami. We are going to hear from you how many of you inspired your friends, family, or whoever it may be, who have not chanted Hare Krishna, or who has chanted less, and then you have made them chant more, or you made them chant Hare Krishna. So it is a Radhashtami challenge to everyone. And reaching out to more devotees will get special gifts. So this is Radhashtami challenge we would like to share with all of you. So share these two things about fasting and chanting Hare Krishna on the Radhashtami day. Yes, and Radharani is the best to cook. She never repeated any item what she cooked for Krishna, and so delicious. That's why she got a special, of course, she's supreme goddesses. But if you see, when in the Krishna Leela, she got a special blessing from Durvasa Muni. And Durvasa Muni said when she was a small child, when Radharani was a small child, she, young girl, she served Durvasa Muni very nicely. And Durvasa Muni gave a blessing that whatever you cook will be like Amrita, like a nectar. And the person will have a long life. So that's why Mother Yashoda wanted Radharani to cook for Krishna all the time. So Radharani used to come and cook for Krishna every day. So it's so wonderful because Raghav Pandit, we spoke about cooking, and Radharani is all about the personality. So if anyone cooks, what they say? They say that you are blessed by Srimati Radharani, that you could cook well. So we can all pray to Srimati Radharani that we can all cook for Krishna so nicely. And Radharani likes few items which we will be sharing in the group, special Radhashtami special items. Those items you can cook at home, or you can cook at the place, like wherever you're gathering. There you can cook all these very special items on the Radhashtami day. Okay, so I want to share all this information today and I request all of you to reflect back on what we read. So today we saw the instructions to Advaita Acharya, give Krishna consciousness even to Chandalas. Nityananda Prabhu, he gave instruction, go to Bengal, give Prema Bhakti without any restriction. And to Srivas Thakur, he said, perform Kirtana daily. I will come personally and dance. And he gave the Maha offerings to Sachi Mata. So Pandit, he said, I am obliged to you by your pure love. So seeing all these things, we see that we have a great responsibility, to give Krishna consciousness to others. We got it right. So we should share with others. If someone has not given us, we won't be here today. So someone has taken that extra effort and that extra steps, that extra, sacrifice to give us Krishna's love. So we should also try, to do that for others. And as Mahaprabhu said, no discrimination, no caste, no color, no qualification required. So we all want to become an empowered instruments of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and give this mercy and love to everyone without any discrimination. And we also want to serve the Lord by offering wonderful footsteps, taking inspiration from Raghav Pandit and his sister Damayanti Devi, and upcoming Radhashtami festival. We can make the special plea to Srimati Radharani, that Srimati Radharani, we want to bring as many souls to your lotus feet. We also want to become an instrument in bringing the conditioned souls back to you. Just like the example of the circus, the lost boy, when he was united back to his father, how happy he became. We want to become that person who connected the child back to the father. We want to become that Bhuri Dajana, the real welfare worker. So this is a very wonderful petition we can put on Radhashtami day and seek her blessings. to serve her, bring her children back to her lotus feet. She will be supremely happy. That is the best offering. So one is a physical offering, following the footsteps of Raghav Pandit. The other one is bringing the lost souls back to the, Radha and Krishna, who came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his instructions, giving Hare Krishna mantra. So let us all take that. So I will end the class. Thank you very much for joining. And please pass on this message to those who have not heard. So in that way, everyone can become part of this Radhashtami challenge, and we can try our best to reach out and give this mercy to everyone. Thank you very much. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Do you have any announcements to make?
Yeah, couple of announcements, Mataji. Thanks for class and very information about Radha Ashtami. We knew that Radha Ashtami is there, but we were not knowing this much importance and everything. So you did all these announcements. So just two announcements we have next week, and we have Mangala Aarti. So I have already published the service committee, all the service singing services. So please be ready for Mangala Aarti. Whoever doing service, whoever not doing service, just come and do the Mangala Aarti at 5 a.m. Second thing is that there is one message is going around in your all the dhams regarding the Srila Prabhupada birthplace construction donation. So we need this donation to be completed ASAP, because the first phase was already completed on 31st of August. Now second phase they are asking for donations. So we could not publicize this message earlier. So I have asked service heads from each dham to distribute, means to forward this message to all the Bhakti Vikshas sectors and announcement groups in their dham, and need list of all the devotees who have donated. And finally, we have to give it to authorities in Kolkata. So this is two things, and yeah, this is two things I have currently. Mataji.
Anything, Prabhu?
No,
and
no.
Bhadra Purnima also, the Srimad Bhagavatam, we have the final week. 20th of September is Bhadra Purnima, so we just got 1 week left. For those who want the Srimad Bhagavatam set, Ashish Prabhu, you can contact, and he will arrange whatever needs to be arranged. So this is also a wonderful opportunity, a final opportunity for this year. And this would be a wonderful gift. We can give it to anyone. Yeah.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah.
And also we are starting level 2 Bhagavad Gita course. So if you can recommend any person in your known, they can also join. We are starting from 11th of September for all the 6 languages. So we need more registrations to encourage all our facilitators and team. In level 1, we started with 800 registration, and finally at the end of it, approximately more than 400 got the certificate. So it's a good exercise, or good means we have got mercy from Prabhupada and all the senior leaders that yes, at least we could try and we could get 50% of the registration returned. Now second target is to get level 2 completed and try to engage in the later phase in our either Gita outreach or our regular Bhakti Vriksha. So please help here. If you know anyone who is interested in Bhagavad Gita level 2 registration, please pass these messages to them.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. So we'll have the Jagannath Darshan. So yeah, we thank all the devotees who are part of the level 1 program, all the admins, especially thank Vivek Prabhu. He was like a backbone for the entire program, along with Kripa Sindhu Prabhu. Both were really every single day have put a lot of hours working for this service, and all the facilitators for all the various languages, they've taken time out and the kids, Taruni Mataji and the team of all the kids facilitators, Shri Lakshmi Mataji and the team of all the teens facilitators. Really, really wonderful service you have done. Very pleasing, very pleasing. So many new people could get benefited. And now we are, gearing up for the level 2 for the adults. As Vivek Prabhu mentioned, many have registered, but there is a great opportunity to register. Still we have the opportunity. So please keep encouraging so that the others could also join and can relish this beautiful message of Bhagavad Gita. This is totally voluntary service, no fee, nothing, but such an amazing experience. So we want everyone to, get that. So please spread the word around. So thank you again for everyone. Prabhu, just give me a second. I'm just going down. Yeah.
Hari Bol, Prabhu.
Yes, we can see Mataji. Jai Jagannath, Jai Baladev.
Jai Jagannath, Jai Baladev, Jai Subhadra.
The Sudarshan Chakra got a special.
Jai Subhadra.
Ramaharani ki. Jai Jagannath.
Jai Jagannath. Jai Jagannath. Jai Jagannath.
So we got the special asan by Rasaraj Prabhu for Sudarshan Chakra. Thank you for your service.
Very nice. Awesome.
Very beautiful.
It looks like golden throne.
Yeah, like a golden throne. Yes.
Very nice outfit also, Mataji.
Yeah. It's like a car, they are like in Vrindavan mood of cowherd boys. Normally wearing bright colors, this is like a light and pleasant color.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes. So Panchatattva also so much mercy. Hari Bol.
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 Thank you, Mataji. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Mataji. Thank you so much for the beautiful darshan.
Thank you. Mataji. Hare Krishna.